Hello, Traveler. You couldn't have come at a better time. The Adventurers Guild has received a new commission, but it's a little complicated. We've struggled to find the right candidate for the job. I'll get straight to the point. The client is a distinctive musician from Liyue. She's in possession of a temporary travel permit that's about to expire, and is looking for someone familiar with the process to help her renew it and avoid deportation.
Hey! Wipe that disappointed look off your face! Imagine if you were in that situation! Huh. A distinctive female musician from Liyue? Sounds familiar. Ah! Paimon knows!
Oh? Is she a friend of yours? She headed for the Tenryou Commission after submitting her request. You should be able to find her there. I hear that the commission has been very busy recently, so they probably won't be able to help her.
If it's who Paimon thinks it is, she's probably introducing the Tenryou Commission to some sweet riffs right now! But doesn't everyone love rock and roll? We should probably get over there before she gets arrested for public disorder. Look! Is that really Xinyan? So it is Xinyan! Ha! Paimon's intuition prevails again!
Huh? Well, I'll be! Paimon, Traveler, what are you two doing here? I never thought I'd run into familiar faces so far from home. Well, if you're here for a performance, I'm afraid I gotta disappoint you. It's a long story. Have you heard of the Iridescence Tour? Well, it's okay if you haven't. I didn't hear about it until just recently. Oh, the more I think about it, this whole thing was weird from the get-go. The organizers told me it was a music festival from Fontaine that was famous throughout Teyvat, but it seemed like nobody in Liyue had ever heard of it before. There was a guy standing on the side of the road calling out like he was selling Sunsetias or something. I only inquired because I felt bad for him.
Aw, that was nice of you.
Well, anyway, he showed me a ton of material. The Iridescence Tour is a big deal over in Fontaine. I heard that getting stage time means your music might start to be heard far and wide.
Wow, you'd be famous overnight if you were up there.
You think so? Oh, me too. I want as many folks as possible to hear my music. That's why I'm so set on attending the festival. This year's Iridescence Tour is being held here, in Inazuma. I've been honing a bunch of new songs since I signed up. I even asked Beto to ferry me out here ahead of time to scout the place out and make sure everything goes perfect. Xiangling made me up a special packed lunch to wish me well, but the organizers, they ran into trouble out on the ocean. They can't make it. They even got fishing boats to send a message to Inazuma so the authorities could start spreading the word. The Iridescence Tour is canceled. Oh, how can they just cancel it like that? I come here to perform, and they tell me this after I arrive? Now there's no way of getting the travel permit that the organizers arranged for me. And my temporary travel permit here is about to expire. No, things couldn't have gone much worse.
Seems like no one was more excited than you about performing at the festival. Why should you get the short end of the stick? Oh, it's not fair.
It ain't always easy being a musician. Well, shucks, enough complaining. This ain't the first time I wasn't able to perform. Time to move on.
Wow, you sure cheered up quick.
If you want to play rock and roll for a living, you gotta be tenacious. That's why I sprang into action. I submitted a request at the Adventurers Guild and headed straight to the Tenryou Commission to see what else I could find out. However, I've been standing here for ages already. I'm not sure what's keeping those Tenryou Commission samurai so busy that they don't even have time to say hi.
How dare they? Paimon bets they're just goofing off.
It's fine. Stuff like this is bound to happen when you step onto unfamiliar shores. Hey, Traveler. Beto told me you've been at Inazuma for a while now. You must know how to get things done around here, right? Think you can help me? Now we're talking. If you can get my permit straightened out, I'll write you a killer tune as a token of my heartfelt gratitude. Agent here can explain.
Madame Kujo-Sara? Oh, you must be the traveler. Is this outsider girl a friend of yours?
Sure is. She got stood up and now she's stuck here, so she needs to extend her travel permit. Come on, what kind of impression are you guys creating for visitors here?
Please, don't be mistaken. We're not purposely delaying anything. Something big happened recently, and the Tenryou Commission is spread thin. We don't have the resources right now. The reason this young lady is still in the queue isn't because she came later than anyone else. It's because there's no one free to take care of smaller issues like travel permits.
Oh, what is this something big?
I can't tell you anymore. Madame Kujo-Sara is in the courtyard. Ask her yourself if you want to understand the situation.
So they really are busy.
Seems that way, but that's okay. They're just doing their job.
Why do these samurai look so serious? Like they're about to go to battle.
Formations! Follow the vanguard and assemble outside the city.
Traveler. And who else do we have here? No harm done. What brings you to the Tenryou Commission headquarters all of a sudden? Is there trouble afoot? Because if there's anything I can help with, don't hesitate to ask.
Finally! Someone who can call the shots!
I see. It's regrettable that your friend has run into such an unfortunate incident, especially after such a journey. The Tenryou Commission is experiencing a large turnover of personnel in very difficult circumstances. We really are short on people. I apologize for not having tended to...
It's just a piece of paper. It looks like a little paper figure.
A paper figure, huh? Reminds me of the Shikigami they talk... Yeah, I spent a lot of time looking into legends from all over Tibet. Well, they give me They say, in Inazuma, there are paper cutouts imbued with magical power that...
Sounds a bit like all that sigil and adepti art stuff they have over in Liyue. What? Paimon is a professional Tibet travel guide and your best friend! Let's see your fighting origami do that!
Wait, look! The Shikigami, it's moving!
Hey there, little paper guy. Can you hear us? Can you talk?
Where am I? Did I faint? Oh no. Wait! Did you see the monsters that escaped from here? Where did they go?
Well, there were monsters around here, all right. But we took care of all of them.
Thank you. And thank goodness they didn't manage to escape. I'd never forgive myself if someone got hurt.
Are you a Shikigami?
To my knowledge, Shikigami are all about defeat.
My name is Shiki Taisho, and I'm sorry you have to see me like this on our first meeting. This domain is called the Mystic Onmyo Chamber. I'm the overseer. The Mystic Onmyo Chamber has been in an extended slumber, just as I have. Actually, it seems like I may have suffered some memory. I was surprised to see the monsters turn into paper charms when they were defeated. That's when I remembered that they must also be
Onmyoto creations?
I'm sorry. I can't give you a clear explanation. Me? My sincere apologies. I am a Shikigami, but...
You mean you don't... Aw. Hey, don't worry. Paimon heard that.
I was just about to try. I still have many unanswered questions. But one thing, for some reason,
If Shikigami are supposed to help with banishing evil and repelling monsters, as for your memory loss, did you ever hear those stories? You know,
Actually, I was just thinking along those...
the most urgent task is helping you to remember, right? Once your memory's back, you might be able to control the domain again and stop any more...
Traveler, can I borrow you for a second? This Shiki Taisho has only just woken up and it's lost part of its memory. Do you trust it? Well, if it really is a guardian of the domain, then we're in good company. But if it's not... Exactly. We shouldn't make any Besides, we still don't know who built this domain, or Paimon, on the other hand, seems to trust it quite a bit. I guess she's still a child at heart. Hold on there, Paimon. Let's get a grasp of the situation before we get too hasty.
I understand.
Why don't you let me test your sincerity?
Sincerity? Ooh, sounds like something
You may not believe it, but music lovers like myself are able to use a special kind of language that isn't used by ordinary folks.
Ooh, special language.
It's an honest language that touches the true depths of the heart. I'll be...
Music? That's not something I have much experience.
All right. Well then listen up and look lively. So, hope your spines ain't shivering too much.
But you only played one song. Is that enough for the test?
The language I spoke was hidden in the music. You won't notice it, but it'll find its way into your heart and expand your mind. Every soul reacts differently to this kind of language. Just tell me how it made you feel, and I'll tell you the color of your soul.
What? That sounds amazing.
A kind heart? A heart forced into evil deeds? A heart closed off from having grown used to misfortune? All of them come in different colors. So, Shiki Taisho, tell me, what did my music make you feel?
I'm sorry, I'm not sure I understand. I've never heard music like this before, so it's impossible for me to grasp the hidden intricacies. What I can say is that my body and soul, if I have a soul, has been uplifted by your melody. I can see the world that you described. I'm not sure how to put it, but it felt like there were sounds coming from beyond the mist that frightened me, and I didn't know where my destination was, but it felt like
Wow. That's a lot of feels for a piece of paper. Maybe Paimon failed the test. All Paimon could think of was a bunch of people eating grilled fish.
Grilled fish. think I saw something similar to that. There was a fire at the end of the mist. People were sitting around, and yet, I had...
An endless journey. Mighty interesting. So my melody...
Oh,
No, you gave a great answer. As far as songs go, it's pretty complex, with a lot of twists and turns.
Are you talking about Xiangling and Beidou?
That's right. I'll wager you're a like-minded being. Based on your...
really? I was...
That's because this is all still mysterious to you. Music ain't bound to anything. It's free in the truest sense of the word. Shiki Taisho, to me, out of all the things you could have thought of, the images you landed on make me feel...
Thank you very much.
No need to thank me. Trusting you is an extension of my belief in my musical intuition. No kidding? I'm lucky to...
I will never forget the kindness you've all...
Oh, enough of that. We're not helping you because we need something from you. Traveler, we better get combat. Maybe we can take care of everything before Madame Kujo Saru gets...
For adventurers at our level, there isn't a domain out there that we can't handle.
Strange. The Mystic Omnio Chamber doesn't look special in any way.
True, but I can sense my power regenerating. I feel much better now.
Wait, look over there. Is there someone here already?
Someone inside the domain? I can't believe it. Who would choose to enter a domain like this one?
Oh, I was wondering who it could be, but it seems you. I heard your footsteps and thought, who in Tevat would set foot in such a dangerous domain?
Ah, it's you!
Then I heard your voice and, well, it all made sense. It's been a long time, Traveler. You're getting bolder.
Child, what are you doing here? The domain. Wait, are you responsible for all this?
Child. He's on the tall side, isn't he?
Hello, miss. Tartaglia will do just fine.
Paimon will tell you who he is. He's someone who shows up before bad things happen.
Hey now, all this time apart and this is the greeting I get?
You know what Paimon's talking about? Wait. Xinyan doesn't know what Paimon's talking about. And knowing Xinyan, if she found out about Childe's actions in Liyue... Oh, boy.
Interesting attire, but I think she's a Liyue girl. Now then, perhaps I should just be upfront.
How about this?
Actually, I want to start by...
This is an adventurer we befriended in Mondstadt. Childe is just a nickname we gave him.
Huh?
Tartaglia here is always messing stuff up. Even when the dangers are obvious, he just recklessly charges in. Something an adventurer should never do. So we get a little annoyed with him sometimes.
Yes. I couldn't have put it better myself. I too am an adventurer, and I've caused my fair share of trouble for Paimon and the Traveler here, for which I'm unfathomably sorry.
Oh, so you're a Mondstadter. Pleasure to meet you. I'm from Liyue myself. The name's Xinyan, and the name of the game is rock and roll.
The pleasure's all mine. So, are you here to explore the domain too?
That's right. We're trying to find out why the monsters here are so active. According to Shiki Taisho here, this domain is known as the Mystic Onmyo Chamber. There are lots of dangerous monsters inside that were created using Onmyodo.
A domain that lets its monsters escape into the outside world. What forces are at play here? As for me, I stumbled in almost by accident. But now I'm curious about this mystery. We adventurers don't rest until the truth comes to light. It's in our nature. So, do you mind if I join you guys? I can offer my aid in return. If you haven't heard, I'm pretty handy in a fight.
Traveler, what do you think?
You're not going to reject me, are you? Oh, don't be so cruel, Traveler. You know how strong I am. Now we're talking.
Another addition to the Shiki Taisho memory hunting crew. There's strength in numbers.
I'm assuming Shiki Taisho is the little paper fellow here, right? A simple yet captivating design. And look at the little face! I bet my brother would love one.
Is he complimenting me?
Yeah, take it as a compliment.
All right. Why don't I bring our new companion up to speed?
You said that you're the overseer here, but I didn't see you when I entered.
I believe so.
Well, brother, maybe if you'd have slowed down a little bit, you would have noticed.
Brother? That's a very intimate way of addressing someone. I like it. You remind me of my little sister. So, according to the information we have, it's very possible that Shiki Taisho is the guardian of this domain. I'm sure we'll find out the truth of that soon enough. Shiki Taisho also says that its power has been regenerating ever since it set foot here. It might even be able to absorb more power the further in we go.
Shiki Taisho, can you remember anything yet? Or...
They say that everything about Shikigami is derived from magic. Perhaps the more powerful our...
Now that I've been here a little while, I have a vague sense that I should be able...
I've taken care of the monsters in this room. They all turned into tattered paper charms when I defeated them. That was some exhilarating combat, but I'm afraid I can't seem to find a way to progress further. Shiki Taisho, as our resident overseer, do you have any tricks up your sleeve?
Allow me to give it a try.
What in tarnation? The door opened!
Anyone else getting the creeps here? It looks real eerie. Someone else go in front. Childe, how about you?
It's the scent of monsters, the aroma of battle. The monsters here are strong. Fierce fighting awaits us. But I wouldn't have it any other way. You guys should learn to see the fun side of combat.
I don't care how strong they are. They'll be ashes when I'm finished with them.
Make sure you guys protect us! Especially Paimon.
I hear something. This place. Yes, this used to be my dominion. Fight. Everyone, I've just remembered.
Stabilize!
Animal hypostasis emulation. Stand clear. Absorption test.
Solidify! Order guide you!
Fallen leaves.
Adorn my... Keep back! Keep back!
Gather! This is order!
Clouds high. The birds...
Not bad. That was some perilous action. I've experienced close calls like that before.
No surprise to see Childe enjoying himself. Do you really enjoy fighting that much?
Of course. I relish this kind of endless fighting. Putting your life on the line, giving your all, and leaving nothing on the battlefield.
I guess bringing Childe along does have its advantages. We're making quick work of these monsters.
Hey, watch your step! What is that? This paper cutout looks just like Shiki Taisho.
I know what this is. It's a replica of me. I should fuse with it.
How was it?
Harunosuke.
Harunosuke?
My master, Kamuna. He was the first Onmyoji of Inazuma, and a master of charm magic.
Huh. So it was your master that...
But what was his reason behind creating you?
Perhaps he was passionate about Omiodo? Maybe when he discovered how strong he was, he decided to create a place like this.
It's possible. Those obsessed with certain disciplines are often capable of incredible feats. Perhaps that was the case with Kamuna Harunosuke. Onmyodo may have been... But he couldn't foresee that something would go wrong with the domain. That he would lose control of the
What? Shikigami can turn into monsters?
That's not possible, right? That could be bad news.
I'm just shooting in the dark here. If the monsters weren't originating from the Shikigami or paper charms, where were they coming from? The Inazuman authority...
No. Even though I still can't recall what he looked... With his ability, there's no way Kamuna would have made an error like this with his own Myodo. More importantly, I'm sure...
Oh, really? Well then, what if Kamuna Harunosuke is evil, and created this domain to enhance his own That would make him a problem, and you would be his accomplice.
Evil? Accomplice?
Easy, Red. Isn't it a little early to be jumping to conclusions? Shiki Taisho passed my test and earned my trust. I don't like the way you're talking.
Hey, I'm merely making inferences based on Shiki Taisho's memories. I'm not trying to cast doubt on him. Besides, is being used as a weapon really that bad? All right. The next room should be through that door. Let's see if we can find more of Shiki Taisho's replicas. Who knows? We may even find Kamuna Harunosuke himself somewhere further.
Let's keep moving forward.
Huh? How do we get back out here? Wasn't that door meant to take us to the next room?
Uh-oh. Where's Shiki Taisho and Red? Oh, are they still in the domain? Oh, no. We can't get back in. It's stopping outsiders from entering.
What? What's that rumbling? Can you feel it? Maybe some kind of mechanism is activated inside.
Oh, this ain't good. We can't make any hasty decisions. Traveler, Paimon, let's just wait it out for a minute.
Hey,
Huh? Kujisara, you're back so soon.
not soon enough. We spent a long time chasing those monsters down. They were cunning and surprisingly good at evading us. How are things looking here?
Actually...
No other monsters have emerged since we defeated the ones at the entrance. However, strange noises keep coming from inside the domain. Something big must be happening, but
We've already expended a lot of strength intercepting those monsters. Investigating the truth of this domain would...
Ma'am, it's not looking good for the wounded soldiers, but we came across a few scattered monsters on the... If I may be so bold, we need you to bring up the rear and escort...
I suppose it can't be helped. I'll send the wounded back to Inazuma City and dispatch an elite...
Well, that's mighty kind, Madam Cujo, but we're not out of strength yet. In fact, we've plenty to go around. We can keep taking care of things here. You do what you gotta do. We'll keep a close eye on the entrance for you.
I'm very grateful.
Oh, if we're gonna help someone, we're gonna help them all the way through to the end.
Yeah, we can get a fire going and eat some grilled fish while you're away.
I just got a wave of new inspiration. I'm gonna write a song about...
We at the Tenryou Commission will forever remember your contributions to our cause. I'll be sure to reward... For now, I leave this domain in your hands. Please, Watanabe will be stationed in the area. Be sure to alert him if anything unexpected happens.
Shinyan, did you leave out the part about us entering the domain on purpose? Don't think Paimon didn't notice.
You got me. Well, there's still a lot we don't know about the domain. If we get the authorities... Now, let me be clear. I ain't biased in favor of Shiki Taisho. It's just... those memories are really important to him. Before we find out the truth... Yeah, and it's a terrible feeling to be misunderstood. I would know. Sometimes people are too ready to judge a book by its cover and don't have the patience to read the pages. Sometimes a glance is all it takes. And once someone's misunderstood, they got a hell of a job trying to change people's minds. Rock and roll is great music, but it's also easily misunderstood. I made a friend of Shiki Taisho. That's right. We're gonna have to prove Shiki... I need to ask a favor. Can you guys keep the Tenryou Commission's...
You're really considerate, Shinyan. You really can.
Could I call myself a friend if I didn't? Huh? Well, there's that noise again. Let me take a look.
Wait, Paimon wants to take a look too. So you really think we should tell him? Then again, if he turns on us when we lay it all out there, Paimon will have your back. There's no way we're losing to a tiny paper cutout. Not on Paimon's watch.
Traveler, come quick!
I failed again!
Shiki Taisho, are you okay?
I'm fine. I had to use up some of my power just now to counter the resistance from within the domain. The door just now must have actually been a disguised mechanism. As soon as anyone touches it, it seems that no one can enter during the transition. It's all my fault.
There's no need to go blaming yourself. By the way, where's Childe? He's not still inside, is he?
I couldn't say. But that man he's unlike any ordinary person. He enjoys...
He's a troublemaker, but he could be in serious danger right now. We can't let him perish in there. He's the strongest on the team.
He was hardly breaking a sweat in there. I think we should have faith in his abilities. As much as I hate sitting around, if even Shiki Taisho can't get back in, there's not much we can do right now. Well, while we're waiting, I'm gonna think about my song. Shiki Tasho, you wanna listen to some new music?
I'd love to. But my mind is restless.
But you're just a piece of paper. Are you really more restless than we are?
Trust me when I say that I'm well aware of the risks you're taking to...
Us Leeway folk are all about maintaining a tranquil mind. Things will only get worse if you let frustration take a hold of you. But there are some things in life that resist the more you try to repress them, that make for freedom the more you try to tie them down. That's the Traveler, Paimon! Kujo Sara's arrived. She's right over there.
What's with all the rushing back and forth? Guess she doesn't trust us after all. She sure does seem on high alert.
The situation's getting complicated. Let's have a word with her first.
Thank you again for your help. I've brought reinforcements. It would seem that the most critical moments are behind us. So from here on out, the loud noises we heard earlier were probably the result of large numbers of mechanisms. We're ready and waiting for an opportunity to storm the domain.
Why don't you station troops?
In our last operation, our samurai didn't think to maintain a certain distance. Once is an oversight, twice would be a grave error. I won't allow such things to happen again.
Oh, Paimon gets it now.
I will return to the Kujo encampment and plan our defense. It took some time, but the Tenryou Commission has assumed full control of this area. Miss Chinyan, please take this letter. Enclosed is a travel permit that I processed personally for you. I applied for the longest duration available. I hope you can use it this time to really get to know Inazuma. I've also arranged your accommodation. Simply follow the instructions in the letter when you're back in the city.
Oh, wow! Free boarding and unlimited travels across Inazuma? I don't know what to say!
It's the least I can do.
Thank you, ma'am. I know you're real busy, but if you do get a day off and I'm still here in Inazuma, please come and see one of my street performances.
I must tell you that I never did develop much of a taste for songs and music. But given everything you've done for the Tenryou Commission, I will certainly attend your performance if the opportunity arises.
Well, that's Xinyan's biggest worry taken care of.
Not quite. My biggest worry is still Shiki Tasho. What comes next? Not to mention Red. Traveler, we gotta go back and save him, right? Then let's go. We'll need...
Xinyan, traveler. A general just passed through here.
Her name is Kujo-sama.
Kujo-Sara. I think I remember hearing the name of the Supreme Commander of the... I can't remember his name.
Haranosuke sounds like...
Let's save the chit-chat for later. We need to sneak back into...
Oh, right.
All right. Everyone, follow me.
Oh, here you are.
So, is this everyone? You guys had me waiting for quite some time. Let me tell you, you missed out on some incredible action. Quite the pity.
Look at this guy. Not a scratch on him.
Were you guys worried about me? Just a little, huh? Well, if you were worried about me, I'm flattered. As a comrade and old rival, you should know that unexpected combat situations are my bread and butter. Anyway, when the domain was rearranging itself, the rooms were moving up and down. The monsters were scattered all over the place. I had so much fun fighting them these last few days. I even came across a few replicas. They should contain more power and memories.
Better late than never. Hurry up and fuse with them, Shiki Taisho.
The residual power in these replicas is limited.
Not enough? Then I guess it's on with the plan. We need to venture deeper into the domain.
Wait! The domain already rearranged itself. The route we discovered is useless now.
Don't worry too much. There's a pattern to the rearrangement. I should be able to find the way. If I'm not mistaken, we should head in that direction.
Wait a second. Paimon has a question. Shiki Taisho? So how would you know if you were heading in the right direction? Last time when we followed you through that door, we were sent out of the domain, which means not all the doors in this place are real. What if you still can't tell the difference? We might end up somewhere super dangerous.
I can... Would you believe it if I said...
Not really.
I can see why you're worried, Paimon, but our only option is to trust Shiki Taisho. Besides, we'll be even more lost.
You seem to be more anxious this time around. Let me guess. Trouble on the outside? As far as I understand it, Inazuma's situation is still far from stable. A domain like this would likely fall under the Tenryou Commission's jurisdiction, but they're spread too thinly at present. There's a lot that still falls outside of their control. Which means that you guys are here as support, and it's very likely that the Tenryou Commission made the request. So, you're receiving their orders. In that case, knowing their style, they're probably planning a lethal assault on the domain to crush everything in their path. If we don't find Shiki Taisho's memories before that happens, then it's possible we never will. Hence the increased anxiety, right?
Is this all part of your scheme?
It's true, there are indeed matters that I'm investigating, but it's not what you might think. We can talk about that later. Let's make sure we deal with our own problems first. Now then, Traveler, you and I are hardly strangers, and I see no reason for me to lie to you. After arriving in Inazuma, I discovered monster tracks in the surrounding areas, and so I followed them into the domain. It would appear that this place is some sort of combat training ground. There's nothing but fighting and slaughter to be had here. Needless to say, it's been an enjoyable experience for me. I feel quite at home. This may come as an unpleasant surprise to Miss Xinyan and Shiki Taisho, but I'm not someone who cares for allegiance and affiliation. Good and evil, right and wrong, duty and destiny. Are these things really so important? Are they really more appealing than the euphoria of battle and close combat?
You got fighting in your veins, that's for sure. Well, brother, what is it you're trying to say?
Nothing in particular, but I am telling you that we should venture forward bravely. Don't fear the monsters that lie ahead. If you're not up to the task, I will happily take your place in crushing all that come before us. Then the burden of the slaughter will be mine and mine alone. Because fighting is what I'm best at.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at Paimon! We're going, okay? We're going! It hasn't been easy.
This room is very close to the deepest part of the... We would watch martial artists from all over Inazuma.
So you and Kamina Harunosuke brought samurai?
That is one Perhaps it was all just a ploy by Harunosuke.
Huh. Sounds a lot like something Tartaglia would say.
Hey, I can have positive assumptions too, you know.
I'm just trying to make a logical guess. My memory is still incomplete. But what's more, I sense that if we continue for...
But this Onmyo chamber was built ages ago, wasn't it? Could he have been here all that time?
Wait, Traveler, you're not about to...
Looking at your expressions, this must be something serious.
We don't need to get too serious though, right? It's eerie enough down here without adding more tension into the mix. Let Paimon say it. Alright, here goes. In the very beginning, all we heard was that monsters had escaped from a domain. We came straight here along with samurai from the Tenryou Commission. When we met you, you didn't know anything about the domain or where you came from, and we believed you. We had our reservations, but we trusted Xinyan. She took you at your word, and we decided to work together. As we ventured deeper and deeper into the domain, it seemed like truth was just around the corner. But even now, we still can't be sure whether this domain was created for evil ends. You never know what you'll find in a chest until you open it. And now we've arrived at that moment. We need to be ready for whatever it contains.
I don't like seeing folks forced into a corner like this. But it's like the Traveler says. We gotta be ready to take responsibility for each other.
I see. Until now, I had my doubts about why you had decided to help me throughout all this. Even if we've only spent a few days fighting in each other's company, we should have no reason to hide anything. I'm afraid that barring new information, it's impossible for me to make any guarantees. I am just a Shikigami, created by an Onmyoji, with nothing more than a few fragmented memories to my name. The four of you are all I have. Our bond is one of trust. As my creator, I have a duty to follow him. And if he does turn out to be evil, if I am able, I wish to retain the kindness in my heart until the very end. So, if Harunosuke and I go on to cause harm to others, I trust that you will provide a fitting end for the two of us.
Great! Leave all the heartbreaking decisions for us, why don't you? Still, that was an honest and inspiring speech. Good enough for Paimon. What do you think?
Wait, were you two planning this line of questioning all along?
Not bad at all. You were testing to see whether there were still missing fragments from Shiki Taisho's memory. Ah, you've grown, Traveler.
What do you mean, testing? This was all an orchestrated collaboration. Successful teamwork. It's like Xinyan said. She has her way of confirming trustworthiness, and we have ours. Besides, this was a chance to let Shiki Taisho know that even if he's still unsure of the big picture, we're still willing to place our trust in him.
Shiki Taisho refrained from claiming an allegiance, which sounds like the actions of a real comrade to me. Warning us of the potential threat was an act of true responsibility.
Well, I'm also a...
Well, even good guys lie and manipulate at times, and bad guys have their own doubts and misgivings. The fact that you were able to give an answer so cruel to yourself could only mean that you've truly made up your mind.
It's just like Xinyan said. What was it you said again?
Could you give me a hint?
Oh, got it! It's an honest language that touches the truest depths of the heart.
Word for word, huh? Your memory ain't so bad after all, Paimon.
Well then, has our pre-combat session concluded? If so, let's get going.
Shiki Tasho, try not to worry. We're here for...
I know. And I will do...
Trouble's fine, as long as we can win in the end.
Before we get ahead of ourselves, we need to be ready for an even worse scenario. Imagine if this door isn't the way to the innermost depths of the dome.
Shut up! Don't jinx it!
I'm just exploring the what-ifs. There's no guarantee that it won't happen, right?
Unfortunately, if that is the case, I'm sorry. But
Personally, I wouldn't really mind. This place is a combat haven. It can rearrange itself another 10 times for all I care.
Hyman isn't listening! You can have fun here by yourself when all this is over!
Well, if the domain does rearrange itself again, you should watch your backs and try and stick together.
And you'll be off on another solo combat mission, I assume.
Oh, don't worry about me. I'll be making the most of it.
Sit.
Darn it! We've been kicked out again!
No. We need to make sure Red keeps his mouth shut next time.
Paimon's sick of this domain! Kamina Haranosuke is a scaredy cat. He's too afraid to fix...
Still, it's lucky that Red and Shiki Tasho remained inside. This place is crawling with Tenryo Commission samurai. Well, same as before, I guess. Until then, we should stay hidden. We wouldn't want the Tenryo Commission to see us wandering around.
Next time, we have to chase Kamina out of his hiding spot.
Okay, now that we're all here, what do you...
You two look like you've been through a war.
Just one war? I've lost count of how many battles we've had down here. I did okay, right, Shiki Taisho?
Mr. Tartaglia is no stranger to domains. He was able to deal with even the most powerful monsters with ease. I am confident that we can make it to the innermost depths of the domain.
Huh. You two seem to have gotten much closer over the last few days.
Well, we fought shoulder to shoulder for quite a while now. Alright, listen up. During the rearrangement, Shiki Taisho said he could sense the most important replica over there.
Compared with the other replicas, it should contain...
It's right there?
Shiki Tasho?
Without your companionship, my memories were only retrieved thanks to... My memories. I remember it all now. This realm is not for practicing on Myodo.
Protect?
Our nation was once attacked by a great... He was filled with hatred, and he made his way across the ocean to seek the adepti of Liyue, and went on to study. Later, he rallied all samurai with the will to serve in protecting the nation, and create... The samurai and Shikigami were partners. Combining their martial prowess and charm magic, they worked in pairs and set out to rid the land of monsters. Upon returning to the domain, that information would be As the first Shikigami, I was constantly absorbing the knowledge and experiences of the replicas. I was able to improve the structure of the domain. Over time, these dedicated samurai were able to achieve an enviable martial prowess. A new batch of recruits would arrive as the last group left the domain. The cycle of new knowledge and new opponents seemed to be...
No wonder the fighting never stops here. This was a training ground to begin with.
In other words, Kamuna Haranosuke built this Onmyo chamber to train. Doesn't that make him a pretty great guy?
Well, if that's the case, why is he hiding away in the...
No. For reasons unknown, Haranosuke, this part of my memory, is still fragmented.
Left? Meaning...
It's possible. And I hope he is. I am a weapon created by Haranosuke. The purpose of the... But this domain was abandoned. The only people to have...
This is really tough.
A discarded weapon. Discarded or not, what's so bad about being a weapon? All those who stalk the battlefield yearn for meaning and value.
Do you think so?
You were interested in my secret, right? Why is it that I'm able to withstand the resistance of the domain? Why is it that I'm able to face down complex battles with ease? I have fought in the fissures that lie between great tree roots. Boundless danger, fatal encounters. These are the ingredients I use to become stronger still. It is not victory that I seek, but improvement. I want to become sharp as a blade, to the point where others fear me. You're not the only weapon here, Shiki Taisho.
If that's true, then these battles you strive for, where do they end?
Only those that wish for an end will find one. For me, it's nothing more than a mirage. I was born to fight, and as long as I draw breath, there will be no end to my purpose. My limits vanish behind the horizon with every step that I take. Let go of your confusion. Sorrow and hesitation are the enemy of an implacable weapon.
What must I do?
Don't worry. You don't have to abandon something. You don't have to abandon anything, Shiki Taisho. You've only just regained your memories. This is the perfect opportunity to pick...
Most important.
Yep. For me, it's rock and roll. It's not everyone's cup of tea. In fact, I'd say it's kinda unpopular, really. But if it makes me happy, that's all that matters. What do I care if someone doesn't share my passion? All I need to work. So if people want to roll their eyes or give me the cold shoulder, they can have at it.
I still remember your test.
You said that you were walking alone. That you spent... Your answer was filled with an understanding. We've all journeyed down a path of solitude at some point in our lives. Your presence there, the road ahead is difficult. But we're never alone. Shiki Taisho, this is... I know there'll be something calling out to you.
Miss Xinyan, I may not be able to harm everyone. We continue on. Yes.
That's more like it. Get ready. As long as we move forward.
Master Kamuna, over half our trained samurai are wounded, and our Shikigami losses are far greater than anticipated. Besides, the outside situation is beginning to stabilize. Do we really need to keep pursuing this ultimate attainment?
Why so apprehensive? This is all within my expectation.
Haranosuke, forgive my directness, but she's not coming back.
All I ever wanted was to assist her descendants and guard this territory. Now that our targets no longer exist, and those needing our protection are finally safe, then Perhaps our sworn mission has indeed come to an end. I always believed that I would stand guard in this place forever, if time permitted. I almost fooled myself with such a notion. I hope you never make the same mistake.
Don't worry, Harunosuke. I know everything that you've done for Inazuma. Your efforts need not be judged by others. The same goes for my existence.
Bestowing you with intelligence, that you should know human emotion, it would seem this was the right decision. In the end, it is you that have enlightened me. Rosy-cheeked in the morning, bleached bones by dusk. How so very true. I have nothing left to keep me. Shiki Taisho, my friend, you have completed your assignment magnificently. As for me, I need wait no longer. I will set out again, in search of a new purpose.
Then this is farewell, Harunosuke. Be safe in your travels. I remember everything. Harunosuke didn't abandon me. It was I that persuaded him. And helped him escape the labyrinth of his heart. Harunosuke didn't abandon me. I enlightened him. Childe. Harunosuke had great aspirations for me, and the samurai trained tirelessly, and with promising results. And yet, even as we trained, the god with the power of the Muso no Hitotachi swept across, and just like that, a life's work was rendered unnecessary. No one in this world...
Paimon can't begin to imagine how that feels, but we've definitely heard about similar cases.
I was lost, dejected, and still. The fruits of our labor and valiant efforts, regardless, the aim that Harunosuke and the samurai sought had been achieved. The samurai no longer needed to devote their life to train. It should have been something to celebrate. But Harunosuke to protect was our shared ambition. And if the world was as his most prized creation and only friend, he told me that he wanted to set out again in search of a new purpose. That it may take him, and in the endless days of... Harunosuke. You're not coming back, are you?
Don't be upset, Shiki Taisho.
If Kamina Harunosuke learned the power of Adepti arts and Transcension, isn't it possible that he became immortal?
What I've come to realize is that regardless of whether he remained, meeting all of you helped me understand belief. From birth, we begin to walk in solitude toward an inevitable end. But there are embers. Our assignment does not end. There was value in everything Harunosuke did. And I am Shiki Taisho. The first, my duty, is to assist fighters. There will be others in this world attempting to scale the highest peak. I will gladly become a bridge between the mountains.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Wow! Full memory, Shiki...
I've regained full control of the Mystic Onmyo Chamber. In a few days' time, I'll be able to secure the This place is an ever-changing, yet reliable training ground. The Tenryou Commission must already have made preparations to enter the domain by now. Please, leave the...
So we don't have to deal with the nitty-gritty?
My thanks to all of you. Without you, I've prepared a gift for you.
A replica?
You can call it Shiki Kosho. Shiki Kosho is different to the other replicas. No matter where you go, it can maintain communication with me. It won't be able to use Shikifuda or charm magic. Bringing it with you on your travels is the same as having me by your side.
Shikitasho still sounds upset. All right now. No, besides, thanks to the Traveler, Kujo, Sara, and Beto, getting over to Inazuma just got a whole lot easier. I might just have to start paying you a regular visit.
Miss Shinyan, wouldn't that take up too much of your time?
Well, let me ask you a question. What do you think of rock and roll?
Rock and roll. To me, it's wonderful music.
Then that's good enough for me. I only ever perform for people that can appreciate it anyway. Speaking of which, prepare your ears, y'all. It's about to get louder.
Huh? You're gonna perform right now? Wow! Paimon never realized how uplifting this number was! Wait, Tartaglia can dance, right? Let's get him to... Huh? Where'd he go? Hey, Tartaglia! Where do you think you're going? Trying to sneak off on us, huh?
Sneak off? I'm just looking for a place to put my feet up and muse for a while is all. Traveler, it's time I told you about my investigations. Still sharp as always. I do sometimes wonder if you can read minds. I had a lot of fun here. In fact, I really like Inazuma, as long as I don't dwell on minor problems and the trouble they cause. I originally came to this domain because I thought that it might have something to do with the Balladeer. As it turns out, he's not here. Scaramouche is in possession of a certain gnosis, and we happen to have lost contact with him. I don't suppose it's a coincidence. Of course, it didn't surprise me in the slightest that Scaramouche would do something like this. My agenda as a Harbinger is to seek out combat, and nearly every Fatui Harbinger has an agenda of their own too. I'll let the Gnosis run for a while longer. I'm sure it's only a matter of time before you discover its whereabouts. When that time comes, Traveler, what will you choose to do? And where is your final destination? I wish I could stay here a while longer. The more time you spend somewhere, the more...
Master Kamina, over half our trained samurai are wounded, and our Shikigami losses are far greater than anticipated. Besides, the outside situation is beginning to stabilize. Do we really need to keep pursuing this ultimate attainment?
Why so apprehensive? This is all within my expectation.
Arunosuke, forgive my directness, but she's not coming back.
All I ever wanted was to assist her descendants and guard this territory. Now that our targets no longer exist, and those needing our protection are finally safe, then perhaps our sworn mission has indeed come to an end. I always believed that I would stand guard in this place forever, if time permitted. I almost fooled myself with such a notion. I hope you never make the same mistake.
Don't worry, Harunosuke. I know everything that you've done for Inazuma. Your efforts need not be judged by others. The same goes for my existence.
Bestowing you with intelligence, that you should know human emotion, it would seem this was the right decision. In the end, it is you that have enlightened me. Rosy-cheeked in the morning, bleached bones by dusk. How so very true. I have nothing left to keep me. Shiki Taisho, my friend, you have completed your assignment magnificently. As for me, I need wait no longer. I will set out again, in search of a new purpose.
Then this is farewell, Harunosuke. Be safe in your travels. I remember everything. Harunosuke didn't abandon me. It was I that persuaded him. And helped him escape the labyrinth of his heart. Harunosuke didn't abandon me. I enlightened him. I helped him to release a burden shouldered for too long. Harunosuke had the samurai even as we and just like that, a life's... I was lost still. Regardless, it should have been to protect. As his most prized, he told me that he... And in the...
Don't be upset, Shiki.
Is Kamina...
What I've come to realize, meeting all of you... My thanks to all... I've prepared a gift...
A replica?
You can call it. Shiki Kosho is different to the other replicas. No matter where you go, it can maintain communication with me. It won't be able to use Shikifuda or charm magic outside of the Mystic Onmyo chamber, but it can still provide you with protection. Bringing it with you on your travels is the same as having me by your side.
Shiki Taisho still sounds upset. Is he worried we won't meet again? All right now. No more sadness, you hear me? We ain't left just yet. Besides, thanks to the Traveler, Kujo, Sara, and Beto, getting over to Inazuma just got a whole lot easier. I might just have to start paying you a regular visit.
Miss Shinyan, wouldn't that take up too much of your time?
Well, let me ask you a question. What do you think of rock and roll?
Rock and roll.
Then that's good enough for... Speaking of which, prepare...
Huh? You... Wow! Paimon never realized how uplifting this number was! Wait, Tartaglia can dance, right? Hey, Tartaglia!
Sneak off. I'm just looking for a place to put my feet up and muse for a while is all. Traveler, it's time I told you about my investigations. Still sharp as always. I do sometimes wonder if you can read minds. I had a lot of fun here. In fact, I really like Inazuma. As long as I don't dwell on minor problems and the trouble they cause. I originally came to this domain because I thought that it might have something to do with the balladeer. As it turns out, he's not here. Scaramouche is in possession of a certain gnosis, and we happen to have lost contact with him. I don't suppose it's a coincidence. Of course, it didn't surprise me in the slightest that Scaramouche would do something like this. My agenda as a Harbinger is to seek out combat, and nearly every Fatui Harbinger has an agenda of their own too. I'll let the Gnosis run for a while longer. I'm sure it's only a matter of... You're like the stars in the night sky, comrade. You never cease to surprise me.
Traveler, Paimon! I explained the situation to the Tenryou Commission and showed them the...
Awesome! Does that...
That's right. I've also restored the Mystic Onmyo... With time, this domain may exhaust itself of charm magic. Now might be a good time to give it a try. Are you up for the challenge?